Hello everyone, I'm Junling. My topic is maps in ancient times, and today I'm going to talk about three important maps in ancient times: 雨季图, Apstop's world map, and Cassini maps. The first one is 雨季图. It's a sophisticated map carved on a meter-wide stone in 1136. It includes 500 place names, 80 rivers, over 70 mountains, and even 5 lakes on it. Actually, 雨季图 is a river map. It focuses on displaying water system and mainly described the Yangtze River and the Yellow River basin. As we can see on this map, the coastlines of 雨季图 is winding but accurate, and the trends of Yangtze River and the Yellow River are basically similar to the actual situation. It's one of the earliest existing grid maps in the world, and the green lines on it indicates that it was drawn to scale. The 雨季图 has the characteristics of a modern map, depicting the territory of the Northern Song dynasty at that time from an aerial perspective. In April 2013, a group of archaeologists completely scanned 雨季图 and selected several ancient and modern sites along the coastline, or the veins of important rivers, including Chengdu, Guangzhou, and Taishan, and they mapped the coordinates of these points to the current map. The selected points on 雨季图 are very close to the locations on the modern map. The 雨季图 of Song dynasty has been nearly 1,000 years ago. During this period, certain changes have taken place in the mountains, rivers, and topography. Experts speculate that in the age of 雨季图, it must be more in line with actual conditions. In the similar times, in 13th century, the Apstop's world map was made by nuns of Apstop Abbey in northern Germany in the end of 13th century. The original version was stored in Hanover and was destroyed in the Second World War. Fortunately, nuns had photographs of the original Apstop's world map so that they could make a magnificent copy of this lost treasure. This map is one of the medieval European maps of the world. It's not a map as we understand nowadays, but it's actually an encyclopedia of everything that was known by 13th century Europeans. This map consists of 3 continents. The upper semicircle represents for Asia. The lower semicircle is divided in 2 parts. The left part represents for Europe, and the red part represents for Africa. And here you can also see the Latin name of England. The most impressive characteristic of this map is that it shows the Christian faith towards the world. The Christ's height is on the top of the map, and his arms on the sides and his feet at the bottom. Christ is the world, and it seems like that he's embracing the whole world in a big theological bear hug. And all its locations on this map are biblical ones. You can see the Noah's Ark here and the Tower of Babel rising up here. And also here you can see the really famous tale about Adam and Eve eating the apples. Moreover, in the center of this map is Jerusalem, and it's the absolute heart of the map. Within its walled city is an image of the resurrected Christ. This is an image that puts Christianity right at the heart of the entire known world. This map is a great tool to express human spirit, religion, and idea. Then time moved to 17th century. It was known for a long time that latitude could be determined by observing the angle of inclination of the sun from the horizon at midday. However, longitude was, in mid-17th century, still problematic, thanks to a dramatic increase in the power of telescopic lenses. Giovanni Domenico Cassini found the answer by observing the eclipses of Jupiter's moons. He timed the eclipses in Paris, and then compared this with the time the same eclipses were seen in Brest, 600 kilometers to the west of Paris. The apparent time difference between the two observations was then used to help calculate longitude. And based on this theory, the Cassini maps were made in 18th century, but it took over until 1815 for it to be published in its entirety. This is the first comprehensive, detailed map of France, compiled following survey work carried out between 1740s and 1780s. The inspiration behind the map was a character called Cassini III, who came from a line of geographers. Born in 1714, he died in 1784, before all the sections of the map were published. His son, Cassini IV, took over the work and oversaw its completion. Cassini decided to measure distances by triangulation, and thus established the exact position of settlements. This use of principle of triangulation was an important innovation indeed. It brought greater accuracy in the surveying of land through the inherent characteristic of the triangle not to distort. And it decided to measure the kingdom, that is to determine the innumerable number of boroughs, towns, and villages scattered throughout its territory. And if we turn the maps into Paris, we can see all the regions, including the buildings, the roads in Paris, are all mapped. And the other pages of this book of maps, there are regions in France, but the way in which they are being portrayed is exactly the same. All the symbols, all the signs are standardized. The symbols of forests, the symbols of rivers, and the symbols of towns. Moreover, the language is also standardized in these maps. It's truly an accurate national topographical map of France. Today, thanks to the highly developed technology, acquiring accurate data is not a problem. Cartographers can even make an accurate map in several hours. But it still needs cartographers' effort to make the maps more interactive, more effective, or more interesting. And here is my sources for this presentation. Thank you so much for listening.